Super Saturday is the day that the PWHL playoff picture will be finalized. Yep, we've got 3 games on the slate, and by the end of them, we'll know who's in, who's out, and who gets to pick their first round playoff opponent. Of course, all eyes will be on the Ottawa Toronto game, which opens up the schedule, and the Charge will be looking for a victory of any kind to clinch a playoff spot for the first time after missing out on an opportunity to do so against Minnesota. And Minnesota themselves are on the hot seat. They need a regulation win to get themselves into 4th spot. So there are different clinching scenarios. It's almost like doing a trigonometry equation. So basically it comes down to Ottawa wins, they're in. Minnesota wins, they're in if Ottawa loses. So the big game, I got a chance to talk to some of the players on both sides, the Toronto Sceptres and the Ottawa Charge. And they're looking at it as, for Ottawa, it's do or die. It's the biggest game of the year. Here's what Jocelyn The Rock had to say.
But it's just knowing and believing in ourselves and each other. And that's the biggest thing is trusting that each of us will do our part, and we know it's going to be a hard-fought game, and we know it's going to be close and tight, but just giving it our all tomorrow.
Emily Clark said they're ready to go.
Obviously, we all know what's on the line tonight, but I think since our last game, we decided to take it one day at a time, do whatever you had to do on the rest day to recover. The point system with the league kind of, it makes it exciting, and it's almost designed to leave it right to the end. So, no, I think you just gotta look at it with excitement and be excited for the opportunity. And, we're really grateful that we put ourselves in position to still be in control of our own fate. So yeah, we're just excited and prepared for the game tomorrow.
You expect it's going to be the same amount of passion, the same speed, the same compete. Like, there won't be a shift off tomorrow that's going to be like in quotations easy. Both teams are going to be fighting, because even though Toronto's in the playoffs, like, they want to build momentum going into that playoff. So they're definitely not going to put their foot off the gas pedal, and we most definitely are not as well. So I just expect a really hard-fought fight. I expect it to be competitive and a lot of fun to watch and to play in.
Honestly, I think everyone on this team has been in those situations. Our college NCAA tournament is very similar format, one and done at the end. So I think, for us, it's just doing what we do every day, being consistent. I think for me personally, something that I try to lean on in these bigger moments, like you said, international or pro, is not to be cheesy, but being in the moment.
For Coach Carla McLeod, this is what it's all about. This is a do-or-die game. They're looking forward to the challenge, is what she said.
You don't come into this industry, you don't get to this level of a game and not embrace the pressure moments. Like, that's what you play for. If you want to be a high-end athlete, you don't look for the 10-0 game to think this is where I've made it, right? You get used to these moments. This is why you play. You watch NHL playoffs, you watch Olympic gold medal games. It's the variable of the unknown is what makes sports so great. But when you have a chance to be in that game, that's when you need to smile. So that's a massive piece. Like, the mentality going into a game like tomorrow is critical. We talked about it a little bit after the game, but you get excited about the chance to win. That's why you play the game, recognizing you don't control the outcome, but you certainly control how hard you play.
For Toronto, they're not looking past this game either. It's a chance to clinch first place and choose their opponent like they did last year. And assistant coach Jim Midgley said this.
If you end up first again, and you're first in the league for the 2 years in a row, I think it's it's something that we have talked about as a group, and I think it's always a goal that we've talked about too. So I don't think it's really going to affect the way we play tomorrow. I know that obviously we want to get those 3 points, and but we're looking forward to whatever happens after tomorrow.
And of course, Daryl Watts, who played for Ottawa last year, is going to be a really interesting player to watch as she goes into her first playoffs. She's really stoked about it. Here's what she said.
There's a lot of new members to this team, and last year it didn't go the way that they hoped, but new group, new year, and we're so excited, and 1 game left tomorrow. So we're just hoping to finish on a good note, beat Ottawa. First place would be nice, but can't really control that, so just want to end on a good note tomorrow. Having home ice is huge, so it's awesome that we've secured home ice for the first round, and our fans can now show up and help us.
So again, Ottawa's going to put their best on the ice, go for it, and if they win, it's a historic first playoffs for that team. The game last year was so similar. On the last day of the season, Ottawa visited Toronto, exactly the same, and unfortunately they didn't get a single point, which is all they needed at that point to make the playoffs.
I know this matchup was a matchup last year, but this is a brand new team, and so is Toronto. So as much as it's against the same opponent, it's a completely different year. So to not think about, you know, last year's result for Ottawa, the last game, and just taking it as a game. Like it's just the pressure that, you know, you put on yourselves, but tomorrow is just a regular season game with a lot of pressure on the line, but it doesn't require us to do anything special or spectacular. It's about us playing our game, playing really hard to play against, really focus on our details and our work ethic, and I think that'll help us out to get the result that we want.
Yeah, there's a fire inside you now that you know, having lived it last year, you don't want to. You want to make sure you manage it the right way and go about it the right way. So I think for us that was a good learning experience, and nothing's ever going to be given to you in this league by any stretch of the imagination. But obviously you want to lean into the experience component there and recognize, like, you have to leave it all on the ice tomorrow.
And we want to get into the playoffs, obviously for ourselves and our team, but for the fans. So. That's definitely going to be an extra motivating push for tomorrow.
So keep your eyes on this game. It's going to be huge. You can have all of them on different screens. There's an overlap between some of the games, so watch and see what Minnesota does. If Boston wins, of course, they're in. And then Montreal, New York is not meaningless either, because Montreal needs to win if Toronto wins in order to keep their first place standing. So it's going to be quite an afternoon, and we're going to look forward to it.